Yo guys, what's up? It's Bronze League Heroes. We're watching some of the lower ranked players on W3 Champions. It's not all top level players here, you know. You start at 1500 MMR, and what we got here is a 1000 MMR game between an orc and a human player. These guys have lost more than they've won, but they're still here. They're still playing an RTS. They're still playing a relatively difficult RTS. And I love to see it, and I love to see their games because they're so different than the higher level games. It's funny, but it's also impressive, and it's cool. It's very entertaining. So we've got Hans here in the top right in orange. He's playing as human, and he's doing the little spacing farm thing. This is something that higher level players do for two reasons. If you do altar into spacing farm, and then you immediately interrupt construction and build a barracks, you're achieving two things. One, you're getting 1 or 2 extra seconds of farm build time, which will sync it up exactly with your altar. The second thing is so that you can space 2 slots for the farm directly against the barracks so that there is no gap in between. However, Hans made a small mistake. There is a gap here. Blade Master could walk in here if it so chose. And nor does this farm protect against it. He may be under the illusion that this is a full wall. It's not. Nonetheless, the build order is looking clean. Everything is going to plan. On the other side, that's Muha. His Farseer is the same time as the Archmage. He actually did a cool play too. This is 1000 MMR, but I'm always impressed. I know, like, technically they're like bad, but I'm also impressed how good they are because I saw him pull one of his workers to build a burrow before the first new peon came out. So if you wait for the first new peon, that's a 15-second burrow, and you actually have 1 second delay on your hero. But he pulled a worker from gold at 10 seconds production time of the peon, which then takes 2-3 seconds to walk here, and that actually makes your burrow be on time. So you get faster hero. Means earlier creeping or earlier harass. As for Hans, he's a little late on his third farm. If he's going third farm, that's no guarantee. There's a bunch of different human build orders. He might just let this 20-second population peasant finish and then go tier 2 very, very quickly. And it looks like that's what he might be doing. He's going to have enough lumber for it soon. Nope, there we go. He just had a large peasant stop and makes another 2, which means he needs a farm, and it means his footman production halted for no reason. Okay, never mind. I thought he was doing like a fast tech, but not exactly. Pretty good micro here. Going, well, you know, the militia are taking a little bit too much damage, but it's some nice creeping. He's trying to tank with Water Elemental. He knew enough to know that you should enter the creep camp with the Water Elemental first or much later, so that you don't get the Water Elemental ensnared. Ah, the third farm got cancelled. It was already too late, and that's why it got cancelled. The Farseer is here and wedges itself between that very gap that I warned you about. And the Archmage allows him to get away. Oh, you know, I thought surely Hans was going to catch him and block him in there, but not quite. He came to the defense of his base, but decided to just hit him. Very honorable. No trapping. Meanwhile, that's Muha made a wall off with 3 burrows that are tightly linked, forcing every peon to mine lumber very inefficiently, walking all the way around. This is a temporary problem, because once the war mill finishes, this will no longer be a problem, but I don't recommend doing this. Meanwhile, wolves are getting a lot done. Peasants give 25 XP, so you can count the XP on the Farseer, and if you're very, very good at calculus, you can see how many peasants he killed. I think it's 2. Let me know in the comments. Is it 2 peasants so far at the 3-minute 55? 3 peasants now. 100 XP. Archmage has decided to go tech up. Hans is going to tier 2. He has 6 peasants left. He made a total of 10. Oh, never mind. He made way more than that. They were out hiding in the sticks together with this frog. Oh, that's smart actually. He kept them safe from the Farseer. So Hans has now decided to make a blacksmith. The Farseer is waiting here. He's probably doing something at home. 4 burrows in all. Quite a lot. And a very tight corridor for his gold peons to walk between. Which is working just fine. In fact, This is actually a peon acceleration walking burrow placement. Ever since the beginning of Warcraft 3 and even in StarCraft Brood War, people realized that the way that Blizzard's workers work, they kind of walk in a way that's not as fast as it can be. And if you use like a spawning pool in StarCraft 1 or a burrow in this game, you can make them walk more efficiently. However, you still cannot enter the gold mine with more than one peon. So, although he's essentially able to mine here with 4.5 peons, peons do not survive being cut in two. So you need to use the full 5. So there is no benefit here to it, but there's no drawback either. Okay, Hans's town is a little late on the technology, a little late on the tech up. He might start making some rifles now, except he's supply blocked again with 29 under 30. Tauren Chieftain is coming out, Endurance Aura first. Not a very high impact thing to open with Aura, but top level players also often do this. Because the level 1 spells are not very valuable. It's hard to catch people with War Stomp level 1, and Shockwave level 1 doesn't do a lot of damage. And it's splash damage. So usually you do this. You try not to use any spells until you're level 3. So you go double Shockwave or double War Stomp. I'm gonna guess... Well, actually it's hard to guess. Both Shockwave and Stomp would be good. Usually if you don't have a lot of units, Shockwave is better. Because that's then what ends up dealing the damage. But with Wyverns, War Stomp is better. Because you can lock them down and prevent getting hit back. And Wyverns are very bad at getting hit. Well, they're very good at dying. Looks like only one of the bestiaries has been control grouped. So he's only making Wyverns from 1 at the moment. There we go, he's noticed. So it's going to be mass Wind Riders with Farseer TC. I think this is potentially going to be very effective. Hans... You know what I love about these games? They're not meta followers. They just play whatever they like to play. Hans, a lot of these people, a lot of the bronze players, they go double barracks for some reason. It feels as if they are used to playing StarCraft, where multiple barracks are a good idea. But it's actually really, really uncommon in Warcraft 3 to ever want double barracks, unless you have 2 bases. So after his blacksmith finished, he still made 2 new footmen, but he cancelled one of them and replaced it with a rifle. It's double racks, double sanctum. There's no way you could ever afford this. But you can afford it if you continually forget to make units sometimes. And then you have a large pool of money suddenly that you now cannot spend quickly enough on units. So in a way, overproducing structures for unit production is better at low level than high level. And he has defend upgrade too. This is huge. There's no fortified defenses. Wyverns cannot even kill defend footies. All that Muha can do is focus hero, and I hope he does. He can focus hero to stop this problem, and he has a War Stomp to reduce damage. The burrows are all in. The peons are all in the burrows to deal damage, not to repair. This is a bad idea because they don't do a lot of damage to the defend footies. He did finally force Archmage to town portal, didn't lose any wyverns. However, although the human did lose 3 peasants, that was very worth it for him because he leveled 2 burrows away. Now the orc does have enough resources to remake 3 burrows right now, but will he? That's the question. It seems he's right now not doing anything, just focusing on where he's going to go next. There we go, there's the burrows. Okay, so he's remaking 2 burrows. Meanwhile, human starts his... Wow. Human starts his 5th and 6th unit production building. Oh my god. Oh my god. Double racks, double sanctum, double workshop. He has defend upgrade, rifle, sword, priest, and now he's gonna have flying machine. And he's power building both. And he barely has enough money to make almost anything out of it. So it's very interesting. He's trying to solve this game via mass unit production. And although he power built the workshops and he wants to get flyings, he's still making double rifle. So it's all anti-air units. Now, once he gets flyings, I think Hans has a better army. But Muha is getting better heroes because he momentarily has map control via a better army. He's getting a lot of creeps and he's going to tier 3 with ranged upgrade. He's not even worried about another attack on his burrows. He's going straight for damage. And then at tier 3 probably envenomed spears for more damage. Let's see if he's gonna pick up a heal scroll. Also, Quel'Thalas is kind of worth selling on TC. I wonder if he will do it or just keep it. I'd love to see him pick up like heal scroll, protection scroll. He does sell it. Very good. And a heal scroll perhaps? No? But he does get invulnerability potion, so that's pretty cool. Hans is creeping up his Archmage and Mountain King. Currently not making anything from any of his 6 unit production buildings. That might be a little case of choice paralysis there. Nice tanking with the TC illusion. Picks up a Wand of the Wind. Could be very good. Flying machines. No upgrades on the blacksmith at the moment. Second attack upgrade. Thorium ranged weapons coming out. Muha is creeping fast. You know, when I see this, I think, man, Wyverns are quite a good unit. As long as you don't play like that orc yesterday, where you attack the Dreadlord with the Fiends and Web. Oh no, don't come back for this small green camp. Or is he getting a lightning orb? Oh, this is the smallest camp on the map, furthest away from anything else of value. You have the big army that can take literally any camp on the map. Orange, red spot, he goes to the smallest. So whenever you have a lot of resources, a lot of power, you want to take the best thing on the map, not the smallest thing. This is the kind of like consolation prize when you're pushed out of the map. That's Muha decided to make a single Bat Rider to go over 50 pop. He's now on 51 population. 2 bats. Okay, he's gonna lose every single Wyvern unless he speed scrolls them out. He just lost 2 bats and 2 Wyverns to kill 2 flyings. It's a very bad trade, but he did drop under 50 pop. So that's nice at least. Oh, he could have used speed scroll instead of invulnerability potion. No, you don't want to fight the flyings with Wyverns. It's unwinnable. Okay, so what's he going to use tier 3 for? Lightning Orb, probably? I'm trying to think like what he might do against air. I think he'll probably get a Lightning Orb. I hope he doesn't get Tiny Great Hall. You could maybe get away with Tiny Great Hall if you start hit and running and get lots of bats. But he actually got nothing, or maybe like a heal salve on the Farseer. So Human is ramping up to attack. Human currently has 50 population. It's making flyings. Those are very good against Wyverns. But if he groups them up, 2 bats will kill them all. Finally, gonna creep the red spot. He definitely has the power to do so. As for Orc, he never got 45 defenses. He did get spikes, but not 45. Flying's killing bats. Meanwhile, Claws of Attack plus 12, not a great item to find. He's gonna lose a Bestiary potentially. Needs to make 2 new ones, in my opinion, in the back. He's got the money. He needs lots of bats right now, or he's gonna lose his whole base. Nice attack by Hans. Hans realizing he has the unit advantage. You know, the funny thing is, if he doesn't use his air, these 2 heroes, FSTC, can nearly... You can basically beat this army with just 2 heroes. Oh, that's a nice Bat Rider explosions. He killed 7 flyings with 2 bats. With War Stomp can beat these riflemen if he War Stomps right here. Ah, nice Stormbolt to neuter the TC's ability to stomp at the right time. What's he making? Nothing. His builds are all in burrows, even though Human is not anywhere near. Nice kills though, nice exit kills. Rifle and Priest going down. That was honestly really well played by that Muha. Maybe not the burrow thing, but very well handled. His high level heroes are winning out for him here. Dealing with that many flyings, that was no easy feat. He was at something like 40 population against 50. He massacred the Human army. And he even kept 3 Wyverns alive by sending them out of battle and not accidentally sending them back in. You know, many players at this level, they'll put everything in one control group. Even including air units. And that means that even when you send the Wyverns away, once you use Control Group 1 to control your FSTC, Wyverns accidentally come back again. It's a very common problem. Not Muha. He sent his Wyverns away and kept them away. Very nicely done. Has an armor upgrade on the Wyverns now. And is remaking his bestiary and is repairing the one that got hurt. He also completed fortified defenses, so he's not as much at risk. No, Hans, you don't need a third flying machine. You just need to use the training time that's available to you. You also don't need flying machine bombs. Now there's a chance that the flyings will attack the wrong thing. Like imagine there's Wyverns and your flyings acquire target to attack the Farseer instead of hitting a Wyvern. That's very bad. So he's okay. Iron plating upgrade instead of attack upgrade to take less damage from Bat Riders, but they will still die to one explosion. I'm curious though how much it's gonna help, because Bat Rider auxiliary explosion damage put the flyings on 126 life. So with one armor upgrade, it's probably gonna leave them at like 140. So instead of having 2 HP after 2 explosions, they might have something like 30-40. Which still means they'll die to 1 or 2 hits. But it might actually be a good upgrade, the armor.
A player's forces are under attack.
Flying machine damage though would be sick on those Wyverns. The Wyverns actually have more armor upgrades than flyings have attack upgrades. It's pretty rare to see. So now he's making mass flyings. This is going to be quite effective. And he's got a Paladin third and a Staff of Sanctuary. I like what Hans is doing here on the ground. With the third hero, if he controls his Paladin well, he should be able to keep his heroes alive. He doesn't have inner fire, which I think could be quite nice. He could also start some long distance mining with about 5-6 peasants. Not a full expansion, but just long distance. However, Muha is using all these dead moments in the game to creep. He's developing his power. Greater healing potion. Can pick it up on the Farseer. No, he wants it on the Tauren Chieftain. It's usually nice to spread your survivability items, but I suppose Farseer has Town Portal Scroll. This looks like a good fight. I think you take that as that's Muha. He hasn't seen the flyings yet, so he must feel like it's pretty good. Now he sees the flyings. He's gonna issue unstable concoction. Is he gonna issue explosions? 1, 2. Yeah, there we go. They have 25 health after the explosion instead of 4. I don't think that's worth an armor upgrade. They all still died the same. I think splitting is more important than iron plating. He has Staff of Sanctuary, but he used it on a flying machine with full life instead of on Paladin. Yeah, that's GG. That's Muha wins. I love this because I've never seen iron plating upgrade before on flyings against Wyverns. Muha crept better. He did early harass. Did have a bit of trouble defending his base. But he went with a unit and stuck to it. Hans spread himself a little bit too thin. Like too little butter and too much bread. 1 base for 3 workshops, 2 barracks and 2 sanctum. And tier 3 and 3 heroes. That's so expensive. You know, you can't even afford that on 3 bases. You cannot afford that on 3 bases. Let alone on 1. Very nice game though. Very nice.